Simon & Schuster Audio presents Boys Keep Swingin', a memoir by Jake Shears. Read by the author.
For my rocks, Kelly and Mark, and my rolls, Josh and Brody. Part 1. Youth. Chapter 1. I was born a showman. For years, even my birth played out in my head as a grand entrance. I assumed my mother's giant stomach had exploded in some public place, followed by a balloon drop, confetti cannons, and people celebrating in the streets. It would have been a mess. A gory birthday party, with a lot of cleanup involved, not to mention my poor mother would have had to have been put back together. I haunted all corners of my house, like a jazzy poltergeist with swinging hips and splayed hands. I terrorized my sister's unsuspecting girlfriends. My favorite catchphrase, ironically, was, "I love women." I was desperate for their revulsion. Ew, your brother's like so gross. But then I would ratchet up the charm, a perfect little gentleman. Aw, he's so sweet. Where'd you get those blue eyes, huh? In kindergarten, I told flat-out lies. I confessed that I was very sick, bathing in the concern of my classmates, and especially that of their mothers. God, sympathy was satisfying. One afternoon, my mom picked me up from school, and my teacher said she hoped I would get better soon. My jig was up. You can't try to make people believe things that aren't true, my mom said afterward. But human pity was preferable to the distant regard my stuffed animals offered. They lined my bedroom shelves and did not bother to applaud my one-man shows, which I performed against the wooden footboard of my bed. No matter how loud I sang, they just stared back. Tough crowd. My imagination was wild and irrational. The first time my mom took me to the doctor for my blood to be drawn, for some unknown reason I thought everyone would be wearing Victorian garb, that I'd be auctioned off to the highest bidder in some antiquated display. I was so sad, thumbing through a booger-ridden Mr. Happy book in the waiting room, thinking it would be the last time I saw my mother. I was relieved that there ended up being no auction, but the drab gray room into which they led me, where two ladies told me I'd feel something like a bee sting, still wasn't half as cool as the Dickensian scenario I had imagined. Unsurprisingly, I cried. My sisters would get their hair done at a beauty parlor.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?